Hello, and welcome back to Social Work Scrapbook. I'm so excited to share another video in the collection Social Work Sound Off. What I love about my channel is the opportunity to meet new and aspiring social workers and to interview those that have been in the field. I'm so honored to have listened to Adam's social work story and to share it with you today. I'll let him introduce himself. I just want to say this is a must-watch interview, especially if you're wondering how to best motivate and empower your client, or if you've ever questioned if a personal background in trauma will prevent you from being a successful social worker in the field. Okay, now let's get to Adam.
My name is Adam Caceres, or Caceres, depending on your linguistic abilities. Born and raised in San Jose, California. I've been practicing social work for about 4 years. It started off in my county's health and hospital system in their medical facility known as Valley Medical Center as the primary social worker in their intensive care unit. I've also done some work in their pediatric intensive care unit, their emergency department. I don't feel like I really chose it. I feel like it chose me, as corny as that may sound. I grew up in a home that had some aspects of abuse and neglect. I definitely didn't have that parental guidance or structure, that love or consistency to grow up in a healthy manner. As a result, I grew up spending a great deal of time in the streets and fending for myself. Being homeless for a few years, I feel like I was exposed to a great deal of trauma. Drugs, alcohol, gangs, violence, human trafficking, and so forth. I feel like I have a better understanding, a better sense of patience and openness, and that allows me to kind of work with my families without being judgmental. On top of that, I originally came from probation, and when I got laid off and couldn't find a job for about 2 years, I kind of just took a step back and was like, well, what do I enjoy most about probation? And it was the social work aspect of it, to address those challenges and barriers and to find those strengths and to, utilize our resources so that we can prevent recidivism. I mean, it was just, that was what I enjoyed about it, and it was just kind of a no-brainer for me. Currently, I'm at the Department of Family and Children's Services of Santa Clara County. I've been with this agency for almost 2 years. I work in the Family and Permanency Bureau. I work with relatives and non-relatives to secure a safe, stable, and loving environment for our kids, for our dependent youth. I'm an RFA worker. I'm a Resource Family Approval Social Worker. I work closely with these families and determine whether or not, what's the word I'm looking for? If they're a good match for the kids that we have who are coming into our system. If I go back to my time at Valley Med as a medical social worker, while in the ICU, I primarily dealt with end-of-life circumstances or end-of-life scenarios. We had been working with a family for about like 2 months, I'd say. A young male, probably his late 20s, 27 to 28 years of age, about to finish medical school, always doing for others and volunteering his time to make a difference in his community. Unfortunately, he was involved in a motor vehicle accident where he suffered irreparable brain damage, severe brain damage. So we had a hard time working with this family in this situation. We even took it to the Board of Ethics because we were not sure if we were actually doing the patient anymore, if we were doing the patient any good. In our last family meeting, I kind of just made the statement of, just based off my time with you guys and my interactions with you, I've learned a great deal about your loved one, and I feel like, everything that you told me about him, everything that made him so special, so unique, and so lovable. I was wondering if he had a say in this, if he were with us today, and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to partake in any of the things that he loved and any of the things that he found joy and fulfillment from, what would he say to us continuing forward and prolonging his life? Just with that statement alone, the family kind of came together and took a 10-minute break, and when they came back, they all concluded that, yeah, this wasn't what he would wanted. It allowed them to kind of take a step back and get out of what they wanted and more focus on the patient, their loved one. The solution-focused questions and motivational interviewing to see for themselves that the answers actually lie within. These are some things that I use on my on myself, like scaling questions work well on me, preferred future questions work well on me, coping questions, exception-seeking questions, platforming questions. It takes me out of the picture and it allows them to kind of find the solutions themselves. I may just kind of like guide, nudge. I feel that's very empowering for our families. I do have a good story though. So in my current position, we also match for adoption. And I remember I came into work on a Monday and it was 7:45. I'm always a little early. I got wind that we had a safe surrender baby who was in need of immediate placement. And come 8 o'clock, Like when everyone came in, it was just a madhouse. 10 different workers presenting 5 to 7 families apiece. So there was just a great deal of families who were wanting this child. We had to present these families to a committee of social workers and supervisors and managers. It was my family that was chosen. I just presented my family and what I knew about them and why I felt they were the best match for this child. They were definitely looking to have a newborn of their own. They couldn't have children on their own. I was able to do that. My family had to come down by like 2 o'clock with everything needed to take a newborn home. And then I took them to the hospital to where they met their soon-to-be child, and the rest is history. It was just a feeling that I could not emulate. It's hard to explain it. It was a great feeling being a part of something so special, creating a family. There's this whole perception that child welfare, we're the baby stealer, but in this sense I was able to help create one. So it was a great feeling, and I'm so blessed to have been a part of that. I honestly don't know. I spent a great deal of my time trying to control the environment around me and trying to get into my profession, and I made all these strategic moves, right, to get in probation. It just didn't pan out, so relinquishing that control, I feel, definitely guided me into the field of social work. I firmly believe in my higher power, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I surrender it to Him. So wherever He needs me to go is where I go, and I feel like that's kind of what happened. Everything that I've endured as a kid and all the challenges that I faced, I'm definitely blessed to be doing His work in the field of social work. I definitely try to go to the gym, get a quick workout. I'm a father of 2 little girls, one 4 and the other one going to be 10. I don't have a whole lot of time to myself, so getting to the gym and getting a solid workout's pretty good, whether that's hitting the weights or running for a good 30 minutes. I enjoy reading. It kind of lets me escape from the day-to-day. And then I enjoy riding my motorcycle. And I think what all those have in common actually is that I get to kind of take a step back and quiet my mind. When I'm on my motorcycle, it's just me, no talking, no nothing. It's just me and my thoughts, and I love being lost in my thoughts. It's the same thing that I get when I go running. That silence of everything around me is definitely what I need for my self-care. I do collect comics. Right now I'm currently reading DC Comic Black Label. It's supposed to be more rated R, more gritty and more kind of violent, if you will. And so I'm reading Batman Damned. Batman's one of my favorite characters, superheroes. He's a human and he battles himself, his thoughts and his traumas, and he's doing the best that he can to give back to his community. So I just feel like he's my favorite superhero because of that. He has no powers. In terms of my music, definitely into rock and roll, any subgenre of rock and roll, whether it's punk, alternative, metal, heavy metal. Definitely find me listening to rock, and if you catch me singing the lyrics, it's because that song had a profound impact on me, whether it helped me get through like a situation or it definitely just reminds me of a time that successfully endured, if you will. I definitely don't wear heels. I have before. It's like Halloween. I've dressed as a woman, and so I've worn some pretty high heels before. Definitely a workout. I would definitely say the Android. I like venturing out to new places that provide me with a different experience, a different outlook on life. So I'm actually up for anything, but city is usually where my heart resides. I don't like to shop necessarily. I know I have clothes on my back and I need to get them, but amusement park, I'm more of a thrill junkie kind of guy. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything that involves food, I'm always game. But I guess breakfast would have to be my favorite. Even though I'm not much of a breakfast person, it's kind of weird. I'm not much of a sweets kind of guy. I would probably say a bakery. I love to cook, and so I could probably bake. I'm not much of a dancer. I used to be when I was a kid. I used to get into like these 18 and over places when I was like 13, 14, and 15. I don't know how the hell I did that. I was pretty good too. I used to be able to get into some battles and win some and lose some, but now as a stiff older guy, I'm not as smooth anymore. So definitely singing though. I always enjoy karaoke. Let's see. Oh, big house or fancy car. I'm an individual who grew up without having much, so I feel like it's something that it's not missed. I am a homeowner. I don't consider my house to be very big. I'm not a flashy person, so I have a 2018 Mazda 3. I love it. Not necessarily a big spender unless it's on the people that I love and care for. And myself, I can get like a $10 haircut. So that is it. I hope that gave you a little insight into who I am as an individual and my practice and what I do in the field of social work. And thank you once again for allowing me to be on your channel and sharing my story and my experiences, and I hope you have a great one. Bye.
Thank you so much, Adam, for opening up so candidly and sharing your story with us. It no doubt makes you a wonderful social worker, and I'm just so happy knowing that he's out there in the field. If you would like to share your own social work sound off, please reach out to me, comment down below, or send me an email. I'll put all my information up on the screen as well as Adam's so that you can follow his social work journey. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe so we can stay connected, and let's keep the community and conversation growing down in the comment box below. Talk to you soon, and until next time, I'm wishing you social work success.